Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Vlog. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I'm really excited to bring you from our friends at Paper Discovery the Lost in Music collection. If you are a big music fan or you play an instrument, we've got cutting dies and stamps and embossing folders just for you. Let me take you through just part of this. There's so much I'm going to have to show you here in sort of lots. This is the Lost in Music Orchestra die set, the Jazz Band die set, the Grand Piano die set. This one is the Wind Instruments die set, Musical Panels die set, String Ensemble die set, and the Brass Instruments die set. And we've got some stamp sets. This is the Lost in Music stamp set 1. Then this is the Lost in Music stamp set 2. This is the Wavy Notes embossing folder. And finally, this is the Tumbling Notes stencil. So much to play with. Look at all of this, you guys. We've got great money savers on all of this. I think there's 2 money savers, so you should definitely check those out. Let's get right to it and look at some cards. This first one right here used several sets. For the first part, I used the Lost in Music Tumbling Notes. So this is the stenciled part right here. So of course I took my 6.5 by 5 inch card and I cut a portion of it off. It's about a 1.5 inch portion that I cut off the front portion of the card only. Then I took a separate panel of white cardstock and I just used black ink with my stencil to do this. And then I matted, well, first I inked the edges of that with a black ink pad, and then I matted that on some black cardstock. Then we used the, this is the String Ensemble die set. I used the guitars there, and I cut that out of black cardstock, the red ripple, and the silver linen cardstocks. Then I wanted to use the stamp set along the bottom here, so I used this one from the stamp set number 1, and I stamped it to here, and then I picked it up again and I stamped it over here. And then I used the greeting here in Perfect Harmony. I just made my own little strip and cut a little dovetail in it and stamped that in red to coordinate with that red ripple. All right, here's another card. This one I wanted to go through my Big Shot die cutting machine. So I cut my card to 6 inches wide. It was 6.5, cut it down to 6 inches so it would pass through the machine just like this. And I used the panel, Music Panels die set. I used this one right here and placed it right next to the fold, and then it just went right through. I used Blushing Blooms paper pack from hot off the press to cut this little circle, and I used the 12 circles, 12 scalloped and circles cutting die from hot off the press for that. And then of course just cut out my orchestra. Here we go, the orchestra members here playing the flute, and I'm not going to say which string instrument that is. So, and then of course the little chair, and put those on there out of black cardstock. I also did just a note reading, and that came from black Tiny Words and Phrases dazzles. And then of course just tied it up with a little bit of black ribbon. And then on the inside, I just put a little black piece of paper with a torn edge from the Blushing Blooms paper pack. And this circle is actually a die cut from that same paper pack. I just used my cutting die to cut that out. So that black paper just looks really nice behind that cutout. Okay. Oops. All right, so this next one, got a pop-up box. Lays flat like this for mailing, comes with an envelope that works great. For this I used the 5 cards and envelopes pop-up die cut cards from hot off the press, and let me show you how these work. They're really easy to put together. Everything is pre-cut for you, and there's also full instructions on the inside of this, but this is the box base, and I just put a little tape, extra sticky tape here on this tab so that I could glue this together quickly. You just align these edges right here. There we go. And then 3 of these flaps fold down. and one does not. And so the one that does not fold down is going to be the back here, okay? So that's going to stand up just like this. There's a little pattern inside of this package on the back of this header right here, and it has a little panel you can glue, cut down all of your little square panels to put those there. Okay, so you want to glue actually 2 of these little pieces. These are your little cross beams, and I'm just going to glue one in right now. Just put a little bit of Cosmic Shimmer Extra Specialist glue here, and so you've got these little tabs like this, and just glue these tabs so that they touch the back of the box. See these tabs right there. The next one I would just glue reverse, and I would have the tabs touch this way. So that way you know they're perfectly evenly spaced. So then I die cut the instruments from where are they? Okay, there. From the string ensemble, and I cut them from the silver linen paper and also from gold metallic paper. And then inside your little package here, you will find a little piece of clear acetate. You just cut it into little strips, and then you just glue your little instruments to those strips, and then glue these strips to those little cross beams in there. And that's how they stick up. Really adorable, right? And then this piano piece here, that is from the Music Panels die set. And that was really easy to accomplish. You just die cut the one piece from white and another piece with the black keys, and you would just glue those together. And then what I did was, I just glued one right there and cut it right here so it was even with this flap. And I took the other end of it and glued it right here. So you actually need 1.5 of these to do this technique around the flaps. And then I just used an oval cutting die set from hot off the press, and used the greeting right here, and just put a little foam tape on that so it popped up. And I should also mention that the paper pack that I used for this was Christmas Memories paper pack from hot off the press. A little ribbon there as well. All right, so my next card is this amazing shaker card, my friend Debbie. So I'm actually going to turn a piece of paper over here so you can see it a little bit better. All right, so this is an amazing shaker card, and you open this up. This is a nice place for another greeting, and you can also write your message in here. So let me show you how she assembled this. The first thing you want to do is take a piece of 12 by 12 black cardstock, and you want to fold that in half. Then you're going to take this, so you're going to actually make the fold in the card right here. This piece I do not need right here. All right, so she wanted me to show you how this piece right here, the side of this die, is overlapping the fold, so it's extending past the fold. That way it's not cutting 2 pieces, it's just cutting 1 piece with the fold intact on the side, okay? So once you have that piece cut out, then you're cutting another piece from silver metallic paper, and you're going to be gluing that on the top of that. So that's what she did right here. So that's her first layer with the silver on it, all right? Then this piece right here, she die cut, got our silver piece. Then she die cut this piece right here, which is a smaller piano piece, and I should mention that she used the grand piano die set for this. And she put it through the embossing folder on this end and this end, okay? And then she used silver metallic ink, right? And she just brushed that over the surface just like this. Just gently using that surface of that ink pad. Okay, and then she went ahead and she cut out along the embossing folder here. So let me show you. Got so many pieces here, I'm having to dig through my pile. All right, so as you can see the top and the bottom, so she's gonna cut this part out right here. So she already started it for me. She cut this piece out, and then I'm gonna cut this piece out as well. All right, we don't need this piece anymore. All right, so we've got that as well. Then this is the same piece as this black piece, just without the embossing on it. And she cut out the center here and added a piece of clear acetate paper and just used Cosmic Shimmer glue to glue that to the back here. All right, and then she added all of this foam tape to the back. So I'm just gonna pause for a second and take off all the little backing here so you don't have to watch me peel off all of the foam tape from the back, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've turned this over and I've peeled off all the little backing pieces from all the foam tape. So this looks like a lot of foam tape, but we wanted to give the pieces that we're putting on top of it a nice base. So if you're looking for foam tape, Debbie used our giant wheel of foam tape. I forgot to bring it with me, but it's 150 feet or 50 yards of foam tape for $19.99. It's a great value. So you might want to grab one of those if you're using a lot of foam tape. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to put in all of our little sparklet pieces and things like that. So these are Crystal Stars sparklets. Okay, we're going to put some right in here. Kind of like a little recipe at this point. This is Ink Blot Sprinklets embellishments. And we really just need a pinch to go right in there. All right, so now we're going to take a piece of silver, metallic silver paper. We're going to put this on the back. It's the same size as this black piece, this black die. We're going to seal this in so that all of that foam tape is sealed. There we go, like this. All right, but now you've got this kind of ugly foam tape thing, so we need to cover this part up. So that's why we're going to glue these pieces on here. Oh, and of course I left my glue open, so it kind of got clogged. Let's hope it's going to be okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're just going to outline this, and we're just gluing that right over that. Okay, same for down here. And that's going to cover up all those little foam tape pieces. All right, and then remember this piece that we had on our whole back? We're going to glue that right there, and then we're gluing all of that to our die cut card that we've cut out of our folded cardstock. And then she glued her greeting, her treble clef, all of that on there. So now you know the base for that. So really fun. Debbie is just great at making those shaker cards. There's another card that Debbie made, is amazing. Look at this. It's got all of these great instruments on it. It's got this accordion fold thing going on. You lift this top off front, flip it around to the back, and it's got this great display. Isn't that amazing? And she put magnets on it as a closure. So look at this. I'm going to show you how to make this because she showed me. So there's a magnet here, and there's a magnet here, and you can get those at Paper Wishes. Just put magnet in the search at the top, and that keeps it closed. Isn't that fantastic? So let me show you how she made this. This is what she showed me today. I can get rid of my white background here. All right, so we started off by using 6x6 card blanks because this card is 6x6 inches, and you've got your envelopes in here, so you're all set for that. So we've got our card, 6x6 card. Then she took a piece of 6.5. So this is a piece of white cardstock. It's cut 6 inches this way. She wrote that on there for you. And it's 6.5 inches this way. All right. Then we're going to turn this over. You're probably thinking, oh, math, oh, this is going to be hard. It's not at all. So she folded this part right here. This is our little tab, a 1/2 inch. And then this, and this one are 3/4 of an inch. And this one right here is 1 1/4 inch, right? Like that. So that's all accordion folded so that they're even. All right. Then, let me open this up. She took this little 1/2 inch one and she glued that to the bottom back of the 6x6 card. Just like that. Okay, so all of this gets folded up, and remember there's those magnets in there. So remember, she put a magnet right there and then a magnet at the top of the inside of the card there. All right, so she also used ink, purple and blue inks. She die cut her images here from her jazz band die set. So you've got the drummer, horn player, guitar player, the singer. Those are all cut from 12x12 snowfall cardstock. And she also stamped, this is the stamp set 2 for her piano and all these wonderful black background notes and things. Really fun card. I can't wait to make this one myself. Isn't that great? And then she wanted me to show you that for the saxophone here, when you have a thinner paper, like this metallic paper, it actually cut out the little circles and then she backed it with silver linen paper. But when she die cut using a thicker paper like cardstock, it did not cut those out as easily. So she did have to use her little X-Acto knife there. So I just wanted to show you those little tips and techniques. Okay, you guys, so we've got a great money saver, in fact, 2 money saver on these wonderful collection. So I would encourage you to check that out. And if you're watching us on our vlog page, then you would just look to the right and you would see a photo and click on that. And if you're watching us on YouTube, look in the description box below the video for links to the Money Saver and also to paperwishes.com. We have lots more to show you, lots more videos, fun things to play with. If you want the supply lists on all of these, go ahead and go to our vlog page and you will find a photo gallery. And if you click on the photo gallery, you'll see color photos of all of these. If you click on the photo, it gives you the supply list. The supply list are links and it takes you to all these great products.